Going from zero to over $10,000 a month with a Shopify store is actually very easy to do if you avoid a couple of the key pitfalls that most beginners make. In this video, I'm going to run you through a lot of really good stuff. We've got so many things to cover. All you got to do is drop a like down below and subscribe if you are new. My name's Hayden. I've been in the e-commerce industry for almost 7 years, doing 8 figures in sales. It's not profit. We're going to get into the difference there in this video, but I want to talk about this because it's important to make money. There's people that need taken care of. First of all, yourself. That's a priority. The close people around you, friends and family. There's homeless people, there's churches, whatever it is, your cause that you want to give to or causes. You know, if you're already watching this video, you need financial security. That's important. So I would love to help you get there. It's a passion of mine. Let's start with the most important graph out of anything here. Don't be a dumbass. Yes, I spent about 12 minutes making this because it's that important and I'm not that silly. Anyways, 0 to 10K per month. This is roughly the framework it's going to be looking like. You'll be spending 150 to 200 bucks a day on ads. You're probably, at least in your first 10K as you get going, the ads aren't optimized. You're going to spend about half of your revenue on ads. The margin as you get started is going to be lower than when you're scaling and it's a little bit more optimized. Okay, we'll talk about that. But there will be some budget up and down just because you're testing a lot of things. All right, we're going to go into that. This will be from one product on one platform and just a few videos that you're running as ads. That's it. You're not running Facebook ads and TikTok and Pinterest. You're one thing. You can scale to $1 million a month or more with one vertical, meaning just Instagram or just TikTok. You need to pick one and become a master at that. And as soon as either the results kind of cap out and you see you're hitting that ceiling, then you can look for a second acquisition channel. So in my last video, I went through how to find a product. I talked a little bit about the research, the margin. That's really important. I'll link that video below so you can see the full thing. But here's kind of the 4-step system to getting definitely past, $10,000 a month, but you need proof of concept. This is testing. I'm seeing that things are working. I'm getting results. From there, light scale, slight. Okay, let's double, let's triple. You don't really want to do this if you're losing money, but if I'm breaking even, I'm perfectly fine doing that because of what I implement here in the system. Okay, this third point. The systems down here, I'm putting in emails, upsells, all of that adds a lot of additional revenue. So just for an example, if you're breaking even, I would gladly scale it aggressively because just from email marketing and text message, which is called SMS, doing just that adds 27% to my top line revenue. So when you see me do 3 million in sales, at least 25, but about 25 to 30% of that is just from email and text. So it's a massive vertical, and that's one of those things that just adds to your revenue and profit over time. And then the final step is kind of building out the brand and really scaling aggressively. So if you followed me for a long time, you've seen me do that many times. We're going to focus on these first two here in this video. Okay, again, you can watch this full one. If you need help like finding products and understanding the margin, just watch the video. I'll leave it linked below. Watch it after this. Let's talk about the first two, proof of concept and light scaling. Just a little bit, All right, proof of concept. You don't scale something that's not working. This is a common misconception. I run one of the largest and most successful e-commerce training programs. We do a lot of fun stuff. And now we're working on some group coaching. And it's really cool to see people get great results. But all the time, I get the same thing. Should I scale this? How do I actually? It's people asking, how do I scale? And I'm like, let me know what's going on. Give me some numbers, run it by me. And they're always not getting the results they want. Why are you thinking about scaling? Because if you're losing a little bit of money and you're not getting the results, why do you want more of that? So it's like scaling happens after at least be break even. I'm cool scaling and losing just a little bit, but it's not ideal. All right. So getting proof of concept, you need to find a product to sell. Okay. You can watch the video link below. You can also DM me the word products on Instagram. I have a list of winning products that I constantly update. I'll have my team send that to you. Just DM me that keyword. It'll automatically trigger you into our system. So once you find a product, not too difficult, you're building a store around it. Okay. This is interesting because a lot of people slightly screw this up, but make a clean, simple store. You're not spending 2 weeks here. A lot of people go too aggressive. The product page is where I put the most attention. Okay. And I'm going to show you an example of a store of mine that I don't run anymore, but showing you how the difference between the product page and the home page, and then the results from it. You need good media. So good images, good copy, very simple flow. You can use a free theme. That's fine. Here's an example of a store. Reasonable product page. It's not great, but it's good. This is enough to start. This did over $1 million. Didn't even get the chance to go back through and rip it out. But if you jump to the home page, this is crap. This is a 3 out of 10. it's not great, but it doesn't matter because I'm not sending people here, right? You're sending people directly to the product page. So if you go up here and look at this, I can remove, the collections, loving gifts, just do products/necklace. So I can shorten the link. Fun fact for you. There's a lot of cool little things you can do there, but building a store, keep it simple. Number 3, underneath proving the concept, you have to craft your offer. Okay, most people aren't doing this. What are you offering to people? What's the product? What's the deal? What's the angle? Over time, you'll get more clear on this. This is what's called understanding your customer avatar, your ideal client, if you will. A lot of people in the internet marketing space use that term. This is where you understand who you're targeting. I'll give you an example, okay? These necklaces. Who's qualified to buy a necklace? Anybody with a freaking neck, right? But who are we actually targeting here? The angle that worked the best, we kind of switched it up a little, but it was gifts. You're not buying this and putting a picture of your dirt bike in there as a 16-year-old boy and ordering this little heart necklace. I scrolled through the first 1,000 images that people uploaded here. I went through every single order. It took me a long time to understand exactly who our customer was. Like, what photo are you uploading? No dirt bikes, sadly. There was some very R-rated stuff, but nonetheless, the primary group was given a gift for somebody else. So we took that gift angle, which means that crafted my whole offer, which brings me to my next point, which we'll talk about in a second, but the upsells. Okay, this plays right into the upsell structure. So I was upselling a gift box, right? So a piece of custom packaging that a lot of people would include, I spun that into an upsell where we were making $6 in profit, and 33% of people took it. Okay, that little gift box alone was making me $18,000 a month in profit. Like, I throw out these numbers. I understand that sounds freaking crazy, but as you get a little bit more into this side of the section here, where you're really implementing those systems with the upsells, the emails, and you're scaling hard, when you're doing $12,000 a day in sales, it's not hard to have $600, $700, $800 come from a little upsell, and that's pure profit. So it did really, really well. Crafting the offer is important. You can do bundles. Again, over time, you'll nail this down. The fourth thing here, and this is all before we even launch the ads, get in the videos. Okay, once you find the product, you build the store, kind of figure out what's your offer, usually a slight discount, maybe an upsell, get in the videos, okay? To do this is the most important part, by the way, that nobody really does correctly. I see so many poorly created videos. You have to put more attention on this, and as time goes on, this gets more important. 6 years ago, I would just run the crappiest stuff that I stole from someone else, and it worked, but it doesn't work anymore. So order the product yourself and shoot some content. Not that hard, okay? You don't need to be an expert. Everybody these days has an iPhone. Go pull out your iPhone and go film something. I mean, I'm no expert, but I've done it myself. I don't anymore because we make enough money to pay people, thank God. You can also use a third-party service like VEA. So if you're not familiar, viral e-com ads, I'm close friends with the owners. A bunch of people in the e-commerce space use them. They're a really interesting fit because it's cheap, and it's really the only option people have to get good video ads in the space without, hiring somebody or doing it yourself. So they're a freelancer for it. I would recommend if you're on TikTok, get the TikTok split testing package. This is not a paid promo by any means. I do have a discount code. I'll leave it linked below just as a resource. I don't get paid by them to do this. I do have an affiliate link, make like $500 a month. Woo. But this is a good resource. I spend a lot of money with them. The TikTok split testing package, I mean, come on, getting 3 different videos for $50, they go scrape, for copyright free content. Pretty easy to do. It's probably a smarter move to just pay $50 and do it yourself, but I would do both. So there's an option there. There's also UGC, user generated content, where they have you send the product to people they work with. So it's obviously more expensive, but you can kind of control the narrative and, do that when it's working. But there's a lot of different options on here. So VEA is a good option to at least get your initial things to start with. Okay. And from there, testing. Okay, you got to launch the ads. Let's make some money here. Broad audiences, especially for TikTok, $50 to $200 a day budget per ad group. 200 would be mighty aggressive, but who knows? You might be crazy loaded. But I typically start with like $100 a day ad and one at like 50. Okay, that's typically like the range. I'm running that on TikTok. 2 different ad groups, not doing a CBO when I start. 3 videos underneath, broad audience, US, Canada. Whoa, so complicated. Like, I'll find the screenshot, I'll throw it up. One of our students in our group literally said I was hesitant because it was, so simple, but it worked. It's like, the ad targeting is not the difficult thing. Okay, launching the ad. People don't know how to read the data, make decisions based off the data. When do you kill? How do you scale? Scaling through creatives versus duplicates versus raising the budget. What happens when it gets tossed out of the learning phase? Now you get into the technical shit that takes time to learn. So it's like, yes, the initial stuff is very easy, and that's why I said at the beginning it's actually quite simple. It's almost easy to go from 0 to 10K. That's 10K in revenue, right? But it's not That's not the rocket science part. It gets harder when you get past that, you know? So if we're kind of proving the concept here, now we got to analyze the results. Okay, we launched those ads, making a decision. This is where it becomes a little more technical. Okay, you got to learn what to do. If you don't move on fast enough, you can waste a ton of money on ads. I see this all the time. People who they let it sit a little too long, and that's how you run pretty deep into the negative. Okay, and then light scale when things are working. I'm going to cover this here in a second. I want to first show you this other PDF that I haven't released publicly. We have a new group coaching thing going on. I've never done group coaching until recently, but you can apply for it below. I'll leave the link there. We have a guarantee inside the program. If you don't make over $10,000 in sales in the first 90 days, we work with you for free until you do. Now that's contingent upon you actually doing what we show you. Not that hard, but that goes back to this whole first, diagram up here. Don't be a dumbass. But yeah, so let me kind of run you through this here, because this is like, I made this thing, it's almost like an SOP, but going through how to go from 0 to 10K. Okay, understanding that no operational drag. Most businesses, online and offline, run into issues when they try to make more money, because more customers means more money. That's how they think. But for most businesses, it means more headaches, more refunds, and less money. Because if you don't have the systems in place, it's going to collapse. And that happens with e-commerce companies too that don't set things up correctly. We get loads of new customers and I scale quickly, but most businesses don't know how to do this profitably because they're not maximizing the customers they already have. Okay. How did I get an average order value of $44? I was selling this for $29. And by the way, most people buying this were using the 10% off discount code you get when you first land on the website. So if you're, $27, how am I adding like 94% on top of the cart value? That is through maximizing my customer value, and that's just on the front end. So that's how you make more money. Most people are sitting on a gold mine and they don't realize it. They say, hey, I spent 20, sold something for 30, I lost $3. This doesn't work. You didn't optimize. Okay, it's actually really simple to do. You just need to get a good upsell system in place. And here's what that is: a 3-prong AOV system. Okay, this makes me a lot of money. This is where I have usually 3 different upsells. Okay, 3 different prongs. If it's applicable, I'll sell the same product again. So I'll sell the same one to them on a discount. Like you're buying $100 of supplements, get the same amount, but for $80, right? Like add to it so you're saving money in bulk. That's Costco's whole model. I'll sell them something cheaper, and then I try to sell something that has absolutely no cost to fulfill and no operational drag. This could be I'm selling a fitness product and I'm going to upsell you a course, okay? But the course is $6. We say it's normally $100, and it's 8 videos on how to use the product that we just sold you. So it's like that's automatically delivered. It's one of those things where there's no issue for you to actually fulfill. So that's a little bit about what my upsells look like. Custom packaging, again, that can be a big thing. The peak month on that gift box is 25 grand, which is cool. A lot of people also say dropshipping's dead, blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't need to go through all of this, but you can start with basic dropshipping. And if you watch this other video, when I talked about like finding products and margin and stuff, as you move to different suppliers, you're going to start basic dropshipping. And then once you're doing, 30 sales a day, 50, you're going to move to a premium supplier. Okay, that's going to drop your product cost by about 10 to 15%. And then if you move to inventory, that'll drop you by another 10 to 15%. So it's one of those things that allows you to significantly reduce your product cost over time, which just boosts your margin. Okay, so, a lot of people they just don't have the right contacts. I can get really, really quick fulfillment. And again, here's a store that did really well. That was actually this necklace one. So yeah, let's keep going here. Light scale, bumping up your budgets. As things are working, if you're at least at break even, I want to start spending more. Here's what people don't understand about that. Spending more is how we make more. And there's actually 2 schools of thought when it comes to this. Spending more to hope I can get more of the same result. That's logical, right? That would make sense. I'm getting a $20 purchase. If I spend more, I'll keep doing that. Unfortunately, advertising is not logical. While it can happen, it's not always as linear, which is good and bad. Because if your results aren't great, you could spend more and the results could actually improve. And that's actually a real thing here on advertising. The more you spend, the more consistent sales you get. Let me paint you a picture. You ever launched an ad, it did well for a couple of days, fizzled off? Why? I can almost guarantee you it's because your ad was under a $150 a day budget. I mean, that's 50% of the issue right there. And it's because you can't outpace the learning phase, especially on platforms like TikTok. You need to spend money to get consistent sales. An ad cannot stay optimized if it's getting 1 sale per day. It needs to be getting 5 to 10 really to have any sort of consistency. And the new videos. Implementing new videos, kind of building off of what works, we'll mix and mash. So if I have a video working well, I'll keep that same hook the first couple seconds and add new stuff and just mix and mash. But that can actually lower your CPP if they perform better, your cost per purchase. And then we scale through the use of new creatives. So I don't want to do a lot of duplicates, especially on TikTok. I will on Facebook. But what we'll do is we'll just implement new videos. Throw some new videos in there, target the same thing, broad stuff, and there you go. So that's how you kind of warm up those new videos, and that'll just doubling the budget. I mean, that alone, you start spending, you're spending 100 to 150 a day in testing. It starts working, you bump things up. Now you're spending 250 to 300 a day. It's working well. I mean, you're bringing back 500 a day. I mean, you're way past 10K a month. Okay, it's not profit, but even just getting started, you're making $2-3 grand a month. That's how much most people make. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, excuse me, it's not rocket science to do with this. It takes a little bit of budget. It takes some time to learn. But I like when you compare it apples to apples with any other business, the entry point is crazy. It's so much easier. Like when I go buy real estate, it took me a long time to start making good money in real estate. Like I probably invested over $1 million before things like really got going. A lot of our stuff included renovations. It's a lot of out of pocket, right? So more difficult. Okay. The software company we're building and like the media business, like different side of things that has nothing to do with personal brand. I mean, that company is sucking $45,000 to $50,000 a month right now in run rate, negative run rate as we build it, right? Because that's how much money we're losing just to get customers in the door. We haven't even made $1. Right? It's just building. And so that's what you're doing is you're trying to prove product market fit, which is another word for proof of concept. Okay. We're doing that right now. And it's like we've lost a lot of money. So with e-commerce, it's much easier. And I think it's truly the best business to start. Maybe a service-based, people talk about agency and whatnot. You could also sell this as a service, but it's like that has more operational drag than, you're dealing with clients. There's a sales process. This is more straightforward. So that's why I really like it. And that's it. You only need those first two. 10,000 is a great step. It's foundation. Okay. Again, you can apply for a group coaching below. This is new. We haven't done this, but you're going to get to work closely on a weekly basis with myself and our coach, a team member, somebody who works directly with me, multiple calls per week inside of the group. And if you don't make 10 grand, we're going to keep working with you until you do. So if you don't hit your first 10K in sales, we're working with you until you get there because it's not hard to do. And I want to prove that to people. So of course, contingent upon you following this first graph. This thing's beautiful. It's the best use of 12 minutes. So you got to actually do the work. But yeah, I want to do a quick, I wanted to show you something here. This ad account has been taken down a long time ago. This was for the necklace. Okay. This was the secondary ad account. This ad account actually ended up getting hacked. I made a viral TikTok about it, but nonetheless, this spent a good bit of money. Okay. There's a couple campaigns running inside of here. I want to just give you like a little like real live example. Okay. So if we jump back up here to what I was talking about with videos, okay, scaling, implementing new videos can help you lower your cost per purchase. So what we do, like I said, we find the one that's working the best, and maybe I keep that intro. So let's go to one of these that spent a lot of money. Okay. Take the $2,000 a day budget. That's fine. All right. This one's probably gonna have a few more than 3 ads. Okay. It has 6. Okay. A couple of these have already been removed, but you'll see the difference between the spend, like spends nothing. These 4 really barely spent anything. That's pretty standard. When you have a dominant ad on TikTok, it's really going to allocate a lot of the budget there. But we can take a look at the results. 45 on 11K spend. Okay. $45 cost per purchase. By the way, this ad account was tracking 50% off. So this is really cut in half, but yeah, it was fairly profitable. 36, which again is really like 18 here. That's not terrible. So what we would do is just take these best performing ads, not based on how much it's spending, right? This is the best performing ad in terms of scale, but this is the best performing one in terms of consistent cost. You might say this one's lower, but it had 1 sale. I'm not going to do anything with 1 sale. There's not enough data there. But so you can mix and match. If there's one of these that's spending a lot, like this one, it's starting to get a little expensive, over $20 cost per purchase. The thing is, if you turn off the main spender, it immediately dumps the budget pretty much onto that second one. These other ones are not really going to increase. And so that can cause this one to become immediately disrupted, which usually is not a positive thing. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why I really like to see some diversity with multiple ad groups spending money. This one's starting to warm up and get up there, but again, I wanted to give you a live example of kind of what that looks like. I mean, this is spending money, building a business. I mean, this is exactly what advertising is. One campaign inside of, I think this was in a month, we spent like 90 grand on this ad account. So just consistency. That's what this looks like. A lot of testing, trying new things, so many different things, that worked, that didn't work, trying 3 countries versus US, Canada. That's the business, right? But yeah, I think that kind of paints the picture I wanted to in this video. I wanted to just help as many people as possible go from 0 to 10K. That's the whole point in our new coaching program. If you're already past that and you're looking to scale, that's also the best place to do it. We have people inside of there doing $500,000 a month. So it's been really fun to help people grow. Marcos, one of our students, hitting 17K in a day. I mean, you see it started a couple months ago. It's pretty awesome. That's obviously quick, but a lot of fun stuff going on in the e-commerce space. If you have any questions at all, leave it in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to go through there. I'll do it a couple days after I post this. Leave any questions as detailed as you want. That's a great spot to post it. I'll leave some resources below. You can DM me products, blah, blah, blah. Fill out the application form below. Everybody watching this right now should do that. Our team is going to review that. And then based on the application, we just maybe send you a free course if that's the best option. If the coaching one doesn't fit, we'll try to send you the right resource for where you're at. So fill out that application form, and I hope you enjoyed this video.